Morning. I think we're live. We're live. Holy cow, we're live. See, this is why we don't do it this early. Good morning, everybody. It's morning here in San Francisco, and my name's Dan Amrick. I am the community developer on behalf of Rocksmith, and you have stumbled into a very special stream. Now, we're not going to learn life lessons or get somebody, off of drugs or something like that. This is a very special stream because we have some friends in the office this week. One of the things that Rocksmith takes extremely seriously is community feedback. I know you guys don't think that we're always listening to you when you complain or suggest things or say, it would be great, but we actually do, and we do try to incorporate that in the game. So what we did is we formalized that, and this week we have the first Backstage Pass event. We actually invited people in to come and talk to us and tell us what we're doing right, tell us what they'd like to see in the future, sort of a State of the Union address for all of Rocksmith. And they got to play the iOS product too, which is available now for free in Canada through the iTunes store. So naturally, I don't want to just invite people to come here and have fun and talk to us. I'm like, we're going to put you to work. How about we do a special stream where everybody picks one of their favorite songs? We have 1,100 songs in the Rocksmith library, so this might not be the pinnacle of everything that they love, but it's one of the songs that they keep going back to, and so you get to meet them over the course of the day, and we're going to play some music. We're going to do some giveaways. Our friend UB Vertigo is not only in the chat room, but he's here live. We actually brought UB Vertigo, Doug Lilly, our community manager, out to San Francisco for this event. It's that big. So thank you for joining us. We don't normally stream this early, and we don't normally stream on this day. Our usual streaming time is Thursdays at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. UTC. So if you like what you see today, come back tomorrow for more chances to win stuff, and we'll be playing Kaiser Chiefs DLC, stuff like that. So without further ado, since we have a lot of guests and a lot of songs, let's start by introducing our first guest, Chris Wu. Who you know is our international product manager over in their base. The real star.
I am always here though.
Yes, but you're not really the star today.
No.
Sorry. The star.
Arguably never the star.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, one could say yes. Jan Clausen is here. Hi, Jan.
Hi.
Nobody knows you. It occurs to me that while some of the people that are coming on the show, you may recognize their names because they're either Twitch streamers or they're very active posting in the community. You have a more interesting story. You got here because we were aware that you were doing research with Rocksmith in the classroom with your students in Germany, and you particularly work on interactive ludology, like games that teach people, right?
Yes.
Is that what's the official name of your field of research?
Yeah, the official name is ludomusicology.
Okay.
Which means merging together play and music. And for me, especially educational things too. And so Rocksmith is a really nice example for learning kind of music through a game. Yes.
I mean, our Twitch channel is even called Rocksmith Game, but we always refer to internally as a learning tool. And then, when people get into Rocksmith, they go, well, it's a game in that it has game elements and it feels like a game, and I feel like I want to progress like a game. But you're one of the people that's taking the learning side of that seriously. How many students do you work with and track their Rocksmith progress?
It was a study for 1 semester in Germany, 3 months, and it has been 17 students, and yeah, I was getting to know how they use Rocksmith, so I just gave them the game and let them practice and explore the game, and it was really nice to see what happens with that, who makes some advantage on guitar playing, and yeah, everyone was really excited about it, and some play it until now, some not, so it really depends, and yeah.
Cool.
It's a nice thing.
So you chose Say It Ain't So by Weezer. Any particular reason? Was it one of the first songs you played? Because that's on disc, isn't it? Say It Ain't So is one of the disc songs.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I love that song because I don't know when it came out, it must be in the 90s or something like that.
Oh yeah.
I think, yeah.
And I was around 20, I think, and I danced to that song in the disco and really liked it very much. It was a hard rock disco, I think. And so it never get out of my brain. I'm emotionally attached to it. And I like the start of it, even if it's a little hard to play, I think, sometimes to get the rhythm right. And yeah, it's a nice song.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, let's do it. It's Say It Ain't So by Weezer, one of the 1,100 songs in our library, live here from San Francisco by way of Germany. We really did fly you in on a ridiculously long flight from Germany to be with us. At any time, we could start giveaways. And we'll have some chance for you to ask questions, too, if you'd like. People liked your solo, and they liked your improvisation in the quiet parts.
I
That
noticed
was
that was
very good. Well, again, we always say, like, Rocksmith shows you the notes to play and wants to show you the authentic arrangement, but you should always feel free to take it somewhere else.
It doesn't penalize you for noodling a bit.
Right, yeah, go ahead and noodle. Go ahead and explore. That's cool. Well, thank you, and thank you for being here, and of course, good luck. You are going for your PhD, and you said probably in the fall you'll find out if it's a go.
Yeah.
Well, anything that we can do on our side to build you up as a celebrity and therefore worthy of even more attention from the university, then we're down. We're down. If we need to write you a letter of recommendation, is what I'm saying. I will be happy. I'll be happy to send out a tweet endorsing you if that helps.
Okay, thank you.
Great. Thanks. Hey, if you're just joining us, this is an unusual stream for us, and it's a really fun one, actually. This is we are Rocksmith. We make software here at Ubisoft San Francisco that actually teaches you how to play real guitar. You may look at our interface and go, hey, that reminds me of other music games. And yeah, we know that Rock Band and Guitar Hero are out there. But in our case, the colored boxes that come down the highway actually assign themselves to specific strings and specific finger positions. So if you let our game teach you, it will teach you how to play real guitar, and you plug your actual guitar or actual bass into your game console or PC. We're on 7 platforms right now. So that's what we do. And in the course of doing that, of course, we're always looking for new ideas, and we want feedback from the people that play our game or our learning tool, as we call it. And so what we've done this week is we've invited a whole bunch of people in who are community, like notable in the community in some way. Some people have given us really constructive feedback, really interesting feedback. Some people are streamers, and so you may actually recognize some of the people who are coming up. Because you may watch them play Rocksmith online here on Twitch. Or you may recognize them from Twitter or fan sites or our forums or wherever. So since we brought them out here to have like a little powwow and give us some direct feedback and have the chance to meet the development team and say, this is what I like about what you're doing, this is what I don't like about what you're doing, we also said, why don't we throw ourselves a little party and we'll do a stream. So that's what you're watching now. We do have a regular weekly stream where we go over the new DLC and we get into what makes that DLC interesting and maybe some ways that you can play it better. We get the note trackers from the from Studio San Francisco in on the action, and they can explain how they put the song together. So if you have any general questions about Rocksmith, by all means, ask in our Twitch chat. Our friend Ubi Vertigo is here, well, physically here, but he's also trying to admin the chat at the same time. So as a mod, he will try to catch as many questions as you ask, point them at Rocksmith Game. Please do address them, and that way they're much easier for us to track. But we'll try to answer as many questions as possible, both on the air and in typing as humanly possible over the course of today. So that's what we're doing, and it looks like our next players are just about ready. Yeah, they are just about ready. So joining me on the guitar is Anthony Martinez. You probably recognize him if you're a fan of our show normally, because he's one of our note trackers here at the studio. Hi.
Hello, everyone.
Anthony.
Hey, Dan.
And speaking of PhDs, Dr. I finally get to say it. Dr. Elisa Melendez is here.
Hello.
It rolls off the tongue.
It sure does, doesn't it?
You may know her.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much.
You may know Elisa as Elisa Rockdoc here on Twitch, so twitch.tv/Elisa Rockdoc. She streams generally twice a week.
Yes.
And you are unique in that you get to stream, you literally get to stream the songs before anybody else.
I do.
For years, you have been sort of the tip of the spear, and you were like, hey, if I've got the...
Metal?
Can you tip of the spear. So if you want a preview of what is coming out this week, like we release a trailer every Tuesday, but Lisa streams that stuff live every Monday night. So she's got the super inside track. So if you're not following her on Twitch, now would be a good time. How you doing?
I'm great. I am so nervous.
Don't be nervous. You stream all the time, and you
Yes.
stream with your fiancé, your husband. What is Evan to you?
My husband.
Okay, I wasn't sure if-
He's my spouse. He is the Neil Geraldo to my Pat Benatar.
Oh, that's the perfect analogy.
Yes.
I like that. But you stream all the time. How could you possibly be nervous?
I'm always nervous, but this song in particular has a special, deep significance, and that's why I'm nervous.
Well, okay. You may or may not know that Elisa is lead singer, and do you play bass in the band as well?
No.
Okay,
That's
so you-
why
you-
I'm nervous.
You play bass for fun.
Yes.
But you sing, and you
Yes.
in a band called Crimson.
Mm-hmm.
And Crimson is actually one of the unlockable tracks within Rocksmith 2014. So as you do, as you see the little green pick icons, and it'll say Rocksmith recommends you do this, do this. If you keep chasing those little icons and doing what the game recommends, you will unlock various things. You'll unlock amp skins and fretboard inlays and little, cosmetic things. But there's also legitimate songs that you can only unlock that way. So... as we found out, we had not unlocked your song on the account that we use for this. So thank you to David Stevens for quickly making it her song available. But so we're going to play a song called "Don't Stop" by
Yes.
Crimson, and this is you singing.
Yeah.
but not you playing bass.
No.
So how angry is the bassist going to be if you screw this up?
Probably pretty bad. But to be fair, it's actually kind of cool because the actual bass on the track is not an actual bass, it's actually keytar. So our original bass player was actually just playing all the parts on keytar. So big ups to the note trackers for translating that into an actual bass format.
If something's played on a keyboard, it can't possibly be played on a stringed instrument. But yeah, okay. So did you actually have to practice this then?
A little bit, yeah. And I'm gonna flub some stuff. So get those nope emotes ready. Nope Nation.
No. We will not tolerate
Just in
harassment.
case. However, I can't wait to see what you do with the solo.
Oh, I can wait. No, Evan composed a fantastic solo, and it's tough. It's not easy. It's blazing fast. It's really cool. It's tasteful. I've had a blast practicing it, and I will do my best this time around.
Well, when we put together the set list, I said, "Hey, obviously, Elisa wants to play her own song. Would anybody like to jump in on guitar?" And somebody who will remain nameless because I can't remember who it was said, "You know what? I'll jump in on that, but I think that that's really something that Anthony's going to want to do." And I didn't tell you that.
really?
Yeah, somebody was just like, that sounds like an Anthony song. I think he's really going to enjoy digging into that solo.
Oh,
So
that's
if
funny.
he doesn't say yes tomorrow in the email thread, I will pick it up and cover it. But I want to give Anthony the shot. And Anthony was like, I would really like to play on Don't Stop, because that's my Anthony voice, by the way.
That's,
Yeah, I don't know why.
I
It
talk
doesn't
like
sound
that
anything
sometimes.
like you at all. So,
Yes,
yeah.
it
So,
does, Dan.
oh, there it is. Perfect. Thank you. This is meant to be, I think, is what I'm saying.
Aw.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
all right. So this is "Don't Stop" by Crimson, featuring a member of Crimson, which is kind of cool. Last time you were here, we didn't even get to do this, did we?
No.
We
it
made
was
you
just
play
like-
somebody else's
Yeah, I
song.
played somebody else's song. So yeah, this is very clearly near and dear to my heart, and hi to everyone watching at home, including Evan.
Hi, Evan. I'll send some pink guitar picks home for you. Our Rocksmith picks will go home. So this is "Don't Stop" by Crimson. This is this is available on the disc. If you own Rocksmith 2014, you own this song, but you may not have earned it yet.
Our hands are tied, but we wanted more for ourselves. I wanted you, you wanted someone else, always someone else. But that made it okay.
So
Nice, that was fun.
the word used most often to describe you during that song was badass. Elisa is a badass. David Alavely said, "So that's what it looks like when you enjoy your job." I've never seen that myself, so that was kind of nice. And you know, Evan's nickname, your husband and the guitarist for this track, his nickname is the Big Tasty.
Yep.
And looking at how that solo is constructed, it totally makes sense. Like there's obviously a lot of notes, there's some flash there, but it's all in service of the melody. It's not one of those solos where people just throw in all the notes to be like, look at how technically I can play. It was very melodic and it sort of sits in service of the song, which is something we talk about it from time to time.
Yes.
Is bass lines or guitar lines that serve the song rather than just sort of like, out of my way, I'm going to be impressive. But that managed to be both impressive and serve the song.
And
Right.
it damn well better be.
Because otherwise, she'd be like, no, do it again, Neil.
Do it again.
Yeah. Cool. So thank you so much for being here. And many people were impressed that you did not mouth the words along. They said it must be so difficult.
Oh my gosh,
to,
it was everything not to sing
yeah.
along, but I did not want to bother any of
Yeah.
the fine folks that are working
Our
downstairs.
streaming room is directly over top, like sort of in an overhang over people working in cubicles doing actual Ubisoft work that brings in the money and pays the bills. So that's why she was not allowed to sing. I'm sorry to be that heartless person that says no, nobody can sing, but that's why. So what you gonna do? Well, cool.
Awesome.
Thank you both.
Yeah, of
Yay,
course.
thank you
Wonderful.
for having me.
Hey, thanks for coming. Because otherwise, what a waste, right? Like we threw this party for you mostly. Hey, if you're just joining us, this is the Rocksmith live stream. My name's Dan Amrick. I'm the community developer, and you might hear torrential rain that has just started here in San Francisco. It was all of a sudden, it sounded like like a million fingers drumming, and there's a skylight in this room, and it's pouring at the moment. So this is very much live from Ubisoft San Francisco, which is where we build Rocksmith. And Rocksmith, if you're not familiar with it or if you're new to our stream, Rocksmith is a game, ostensibly. It's really a learning tool, but it feels and looks like a game and rewards you like a game to learn how to play guitar or bass by just plugging them into your PS4, your Xbox 360, your PC, your Mac. We're actually on 7 different platforms. And the idea is that if it's fun to practice, you'll want to do it more. We have a system called dynamic difficulty as part of Rocksmith, which is we don't assume that you know how to play guitar when you pick up Rocksmith. What would be the point of a learning tool that doesn't actually teach you? So if you, say, are somebody who's tried to play guitar in the past, you've got a guitar collecting dust in your closet, under a bed, in a case, worse, in a garage with terrible humidity, and it's something that you've had this dream and it looked easy, and then you found out it required some work, and so you stopped doing it, but you still kind of have the desire, like, I wish that's a life goal. I wish I could do that. Rocksmith is built for you. We don't assume that you know anything. It'll give you, say, one note at a time. Just like play one note. Prove to us you can play one note, and you play one note as the game gives you the cues on screen. A little the colored boxes come down and they align to colored strings, and then so you learn where to put your fingers and how to do all that. But then as you get better, it goes, oh, okay, I see you got that. Now we're going to give you 2 notes every measure. Oh, we're going to give you 3 notes. And you keep working your way up until the dynamic difficulty matches your skill. And so it will always try to push you a little bit more, too. So if you're just at the verge of being able to be better, Rocksmith's dynamic difficulty system will automatically say, well, let's try this. And of course, if you get in over your head, it backs off a little bit. It's like, okay, well then, let's get you up to speed. And then after every song, it says, hey, here's what we recommend you do next. Here's a lesson that we have baked in that you could try. Here's a new goal that you can hit. And there's actually a lot of different things in our game beyond just the songs that everybody knows and is inspired by. There's a lot of mini games for techniques, and there's a session mode so that you can sort of drive the band and have them back you up while you solo. There's a whole thing on digital effects where you can go in and play all the digital effects, and it's like the greatest pedal collection in the history of man. And it's all just baked in. So if you're at all interested in learning how to play guitar, and especially if you have tried other methods and found them to be super frustrating, the people that are here will tell you, hey, no, this works, this helps me, this motivates me. Some people learned from scratch. Some people have brought guitar knowledge with them, and they use it as a practice tool. We're trying to be all of those things to all people. And the folks that we have in the studio this week are here to sort of give us more insight on their personal experiences, give us some of their feedback on what we've been doing, because Rocksmith has been around since 2011. I don't think that people realize that. Current version is called Rocksmith 2014 Remastered, and that's available now. You can get it on Steam. You can go to Amazon. You can sometimes find it in Best Buy, I believe. All that information is, I'm sure people will let you know in our chat room. But we're pleased as punch that people use it, and they do use it both to learn and to practice, and then to woodshed. We hear great success stories of people that wind up using Rocksmith to then go off and form a band with their friends. And that's their goal. That's what they always wanted to do. Some people just want to play in their living room, and they want to be good at Rocksmith. Either way, that's fine with us. Whatever works for you. So looks like our next people are ready, and these are two guests, actually. Two people that you probably have never seen before, but you may recognize their names. In the center on the Stratocaster is Russell Cole, our Cole Sooner. You may look; he's ready to fight because he's
I'm ready to rock.
Finally him.
Oh, okay, yeah. Russell has been a forum moderator for us at the Ubisoft Rocksmith.com forums for longer than I've been on the franchise. You've been around forever, so you have seen more Flame Wars. Flame Wars never change. Than anybody else I know, and we never get to see you in person. You're just out there, like, with the band hammer, doing what needs to be done when nobody else will do it. And yet I'm like, hey,
Keeping the fires down.
how's it
keeping
going?
friendly.
Yeah, pretty much. And then you may recognize the name PC Gaming is Ted, or simply Ted.
Not the face, though.
Not the face, no. Ted is the guy who takes various photos of me and makes them even worse by making jokes about me on Reddit. So if you've ever seen the little graphic in the upper right corner of this week's DLC and those little Photoshop jokes, Ted is the one who makes those,
That's
and he
all me.
usually makes them at my expense. So thanks very much for that.
I think you invited me here just to berate
Yeah,
me
well,
and
the funny
beat
thing
me.
is your hotel has just been canceled, so I don't know where you're sleeping tonight. I've been waiting the whole time to spring this on him.
I'll just stay here.
Yeah, that's sure. Okay, you can sleep under my desk. Sometimes I do that. Man, I almost did last night. We were here so late. So Russell and Ted are going to play. What did you guys choose? Who chose Highway Star by
I
Deep
chose
Purple?
Highway Star.
And you said I'm down for
I'll
anything.
play anything.
Right? Yeah. I noticed yesterday. I was watching you play. The iOS version that we have up in Canada, it's free to download right now, but it's only available in Canada while we're sort of doing a soft launch testing period. And so you got a chance to play like a song you had never seen before, an arrangement that's exclusive to the iOS version, and you just tore into it. You were just like a sponge. And I'm like, well, okay,
fantastic.
that must have been why you jumped in. You're like, yeah, give me a song. I'll play it. So
It's not
But
easy
I
as
like
well.
I like Deep Purple, so it's not unfamiliar.
Right, no, you were sort of like, well, hey, I'm down for anything. I asked everybody for like a few songs, and I hoped that maybe we might be able to get some of the people to play with each other, and this is one of the only times that it worked. But yeah, do you want to say anything about who you are, where you come from, stuff like that? Because I sort of gave everybody else the pitch, but where can they find? Well, Ted, let's do you, because
I'm a man of few words anyway.
you are.
Yeah.
Many macros though.
Give me a drink and I'll be fine.
Oh, okay. We can we get him a drink? No.
I wouldn't
Okay.
mind it.
Yeah. Sorry. It is still 11 a.m. here.
But back home,
I know.
it's
It's
evening,
beer
so,
o'clock
yeah.
in England. But you're one of the moderators on Reddit.
Yeah, kind of one below Elliot, I guess, Toy Machine. And I do, like Dan said, the images, which I do for myself. People like them. That's great. I also run the Reddit Discord for Rocksmith, which you should all join. I'll send a link in the chat. I guess.
Yeah. No problem.
Yeah, I just love Rocksmith, and I'm glad to be here.
I'm glad you came.
Yeah.
Flew all
Are
the
you?
way.
Really?
Yeah, I
You're
am.
glad?
No, I mean, like, I'm not going to say it on the air, but no, it's really nice to meet you in person after all these years. You're still getting what's coming to you. And Russell, yeah, I mentioned you've been. How did you get into being a forum moderator if we don't even pay you to do that? What kind of rube are you? I guess is what it comes down to.
I'm like the quintessential bedroom rock star guitarist. I just have more equipment and more stuff crammed in a bedroom to rock with than anybody deserves to.
You took a photo of Madison Square bedroom, and it is impressive.
And I just love to jam guitar, and this game came out, and I lit right into it, and I was hanging around, and Tawny said, "You want to be a moderator?" And it's like, "Yeah,
Sure,
I'll do it.
I'm here anyway. Give me power."
Give me something, yeah. And so, well, I've been there ever since.
All right, cool. So let's do Highway Star by Deep Purple. Have fun with it. We're just here to have fun. I'm not sure when the next giveaway is happening or if the first giveaway has happened, but UB Vertigo is our community manager, Doug, and he'll play a little bit later. People have been asking if Doug is allowed to play. Yes, but he's doing giveaways too. You're a brave man. That was fairly
Woo.
epic. A lot of
Whoa.
people noticing you nailing that on bass, Ted. People were like,
I
Ted.
love it. Ted. Bass.
Yeah.
I mean, I chose it because the bass is amazing.
Sure.
Really. And, not my best, but still good.
You know, 98.7,
Yeah, I mean,
that's not a problem.
I'll guess I'll take that.
And 95% with that ridiculous solo.
That is
Holy cow.
insane.
That's actually my best score on this song.
There we go. Well, you should come
I
on more
messed
often.
up. This is
Play live
awesome.
more.
Well, thanks for getting that high score on our software. It's not even on your account. You go home, you don't even have anything to show for
I'm
it.
going to go home and get it.
Yeah. And for what it's worth, we have a lot of guitars. I appreciate you guys just picking up like whatever instrument in the office appealed to you. But oh no, you can keep that. That's fine. But you've
Can I keep
actually
this?
no, you can't keep.
Okay.
You cannot keep the basses. You can keep the picks. We have Rocksmith picks. And that's fine.
That'll do. Yeah.
But you actually grabbed one that we don't usually play on the stream. It's a Chris Novoselic signature Gibson RD. And we've had this in the office since 2011, like when we first started Rocksmith. And so you were just like, I want something that feels right on.
It's big, it's chunky, it's heavy.
It feels like a 70s, but well, you know, I mean,
yeah.
the RD design was
Yeah.
late 70s. So, but yeah, I salute you for grabbing what is sort of like an ugly duckling in the office. We all like it and we respect it, but we don't generally find it all that comfortable to play. And you were like, "This is very
This is
playable.
me.
You guys just got to step up. That's all
I
there
hope to
is
see it on the stream more now.
Well, now I guess
Now
we
they've
have
seen it,
to.
they're going to request it.
They will, and I'm sure
I'll
that
request it. I'll be
I was
every
gonna
week.
say, I'm sure that
Where's
you
the bass?
will
Where's the bass?
whip people into a frenzy to, yeah. Thank you both.
Thank
Super
you.
great to have you here. So yeah, if you are just joining us, you've come in late, but we still have plenty of music to go. You are watching a Rocksmith stream here live from San Francisco, starring a whole bunch of members of the Rocksmith community. We're very proud that we have an active community to begin with, and that community is not only vocal, but usually very constructive. Like, people will tell us, hey, this is what works for me when I play, or when I've learned to play, or you know what I would like to see better, or let me tell you the story of we get this a lot, of people that say, I never thought I would be able to play guitar, but I used Rocksmith and that made it happen. And so I'm very grateful, and I just want to tell the team. And I mean, you know, obviously that makes everybody so super happy. And that really does buoy everyone's spirits. But, you know, there's always room for improvement, and we know that. So what we decided to do was do a thing that we call the Backstage Pass, where we invited a whole bunch of people to the studio. We flew some of them in. We actually paid the bus fare for a few others who happened to be local, didn't know that. And because, you know, we just know people from what they post online. And if you're a helpful person online, or if you offer constructive criticism online, we do notice that, and we take it to heart, because we want to learn from your experience of using our product. That's like the best way to get better, right? So that's what we've been doing for the last couple of days. We had them over, like, meet the developers, talk to them about how we do what we do. What is it that works for you? Give us some feedback on where you think that we should be going in the future. What can we do tomorrow to make this better? What could we do in 2 years to make this better? Just, you know, sort of like open brainstorming, which is kind of great. So as part of that, I said, would you also, I actually didn't ask anybody. I just said, by the way, you're also all playing on a stream. So that's good. So that's where we are now, is we just decided to play some stuff for fun. And I don't know if you've seen in the chat room, but we have been giving away some DLC codes. Our community manager Doug Lilly, who goes by UB Vertigo, has also been throwing in codes when he can. He's also writing down some questions, and I do have some questions that I will try to answer in chat. Because sometimes I miss them, so he cuts and pastes them into another document so that I can go back. And so I will do my best to answer all your questions by the end of the show, even if I don't do it live on the air. I'll at least try to do it in the chat. So what you hear is the sound of our next two guests tuning up, and one of those guests you will probably recognize because he is epic, and he has not been feeling well lately. So it's nice to see you back in the office, Jason Kokel.
Thank you.
As you know, all it takes is one person to get sick, and everybody gets sick. But Jason was nice and stayed home when he got sick, so the rest of us are not sick, and I'm still here today. So thank you for doing that.
You're welcome. Unfortunately, the song may suffer.
Oh, well,
because it has a results, because I did not have
I don't know.
much time.
I think your standard is pretty darn high. Jason Kokel is one of our note trackers. He also does various improvements behind the scenes that you may never know about, but you will feel them, and you'll go, thank you, Kokel, if you ever knew. And our special guest is Gryffindor Chick. You may know Steph from here on Twitch. Your Twitch channel is /Gryffindor Chick, or is it /Steph Gryffindor Chick?
It's Gryffindor Chick.
Okay. And did you sort yourself into that house? I've never asked you this, or did
It was a combination of yes, but also Pottermore put me in Gryffindor.
Pottermore? Okay, because I'm Ravenclaw. I'm sorry.
No, all houses are cool.
All right, good.
Like there
right,
house unity here.
All right, good. Then we're not going to throw down. Although my wife says that I'm a Ravendor anyway, and she thinks I'm caught between houses. And when she knit me a Harry Potter scarf, it was a Gryffindor scarf.
Well,
and then
I actually knit them too. So.
Oh, fantastic! All right. Well, she was like, no, you're Gryffindor. Here's your Gryffindor scarf. I'm like, okay, great. Then I guess, yeah, whatever. So you got to choose this song. And you picked a lot of heavier stuff. And as soon as you saw the Gibson Explorer bass and Silverburst, you're like, can I play that on the stream? Oh, yes, you may. That one's dialed in and is actually set up really nice. But you went for Cemetery Gates by Pantera. Why?
It's a lot of fun.
That's always a good reason. Are you primarily into metal and hard rock? Is that your chosen genre, or is this the outlier in your tastes?
It's actually definitely the outlier. I'm usually mostly playing like classic rock like Journey and Def Leppard, and punk rock like Green Day, Blink-182, stuff like that. And Rancid on the occasion as well.
Sure. And you're in the Bay Area with us, and you're a huge Billy Joe Armstrong fan. He is, of course, from Oakland, just across the bay. Did you get a chance to go over to Broken Guitars
That
yet?
will be today.
Okay, so if you don't know, Billy Joe has created a store in Berkeley, which started seeded with some of his gear that he wanted to sell, and now it's just a local guitar store. But I hope you can still make the pilgrimage. Well, I guess we should just hurry up and play the damn song then, so that you can go and go there. But thank you for being here. It's super great.
No,
and,
thank you for having me.
Thank you for all the feedback. So if you are both ready, let's just do it,
Yeah.
and I'll answer some of the questions and stuff while we do that. This is Cemetery Gates by Pantera, and you can play this. It's one of the nearly 1,200 songs available now.
Right on.
People said that you were very, very happy playing that.
Oh yeah, I love this song.
Did you note track that? A couple people had asked if you had done that original note track. Or
No,
not.
I think it was Shane.
Oh, okay.
I think Shane did this one. Yeah,
Yeah, but you know what you're doing when it comes to the heavy stuff on the sixth string. A little bit.
I'm a little familiar with
Here and there.
Pantera.
Yeah. Excellent. That was
Thanks
lots
for
of
choosing that song.
Yeah.
It's my wife's favorite too, and so we were
Honestly,
talking
it was one of those left field songs. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm so known for playing like so much Green Day and stuff. Like, let's just say screw it and let's just play some Pantera just for ha-has.
Yeah, I figured honestly, I was like, well, if she does Cemetery Gates, somebody else will jump in and play, and I figured that's who might jump in. But yeah, super cool. So your Twitch channel is Twitch TV /Gryffindor Chick.
Yes.
So yeah, I think some people have actually been saying like, wow, and people were noticing. They were like, wow, you're really getting it. The bass was super tight. They really liked your playing on all of that. So
And
that's great.
I really love seeing my little Griffy Rock emote in the chat.
Yep.
I really enjoy that.
And many people thanked you for repping the 49ers. You're in San Francisco, and even though you're not from San Francisco, you wore the 49ers jersey. Appreciate
Well,
that.
my dad is a 49er fan. My mom, a whole immediate family, and I thought, you know what, my dad's in the chat. Hi, Dad. I just thought that I'm in San Francisco. Why not rep it? And I have pretty much all of my 49er gear with me.
Fantastic. Well, please go home with more. We appreciate that on behalf of the
yes,
city.
Yes.
Cool. Thank you both. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Hey, this is a Rocksmith stream that's something of a special event. This is Rocksmith Backstage Pass. We've invited a bunch of community folks over to our studio to meet the developers in person and give some of the feedback that we've seen them give online directly to the faces and the ears of the people that are making our product. So Rocksmith is a way to learn how to play guitar by plugging your guitar directly into your PlayStation console, your Xbox console, or your PC or Mac. We are on 7 platforms now if you count the iOS product that is a free-to-play download on iOS devices up in Canada. So if you're in Canada, you can download it for free right now. It's got songs with it, or you can buy additional songs, however you want to do it. That's what we do. Like that's the core of Rocksmith is, would you like to have a non-crappy way to learn how to play guitar, something that'll keep you motivated, something that you can go and play. We actually suggest the 60-day challenge as a concept. Play an hour a day for 60 days. You have to put in the work. Like, learning to play guitar is still work, but can that work be fun and rewarding and motivated by the songs that already inspire you to play? We say that if you take an hour a day and do that for 60 days, not even 60 consecutive days. You've got a life. Maybe you can only play on the weekends. Maybe you can play every other day at night before you go to bed or something. But if you put in like 60 one-hour sessions, you will then look at your progress from where you started and where you are now, and holy cow, you will be amazed. We actually have actual real research and science that says this is the fastest way to learn to play guitar. So I know it sounds like it's just like a snappy marketing slogan, which it is. Thank you, Chris Wu. But it is also the truth. This is something that that we really do believe works. We have a lot of success stories. Some of those success stories are actually in the chat. I spotted Tim Atorius. Tim is a 20-something guy from Ireland who came out and joined us for our Rocksmith Live event to celebrate our 5th anniversary. Tim had sort of played guitar before, learned a little bit here and there, but then sort of glommed onto Rocksmith as a way to get past his boundaries and improve his playing overall. He came out and didn't just play live with us at Slim's here in San Francisco, but he actually played subdivisions and sang while playing bass. So I don't know a much better endorsement than that. But yes, if you're wondering, this doesn't really teach you how to play guitar. It does if you hold up your end of the bargain. We're just trying to make it fun and make it motivational. Yeah, that's what we do. And in order to do that better, we invited some of our friends over and people who have given us really good feedback online. And so we've had like a little powwow. Tell us what we're doing right. Tell us what you'd like to see us do. We'll see what can happen, So our next guests, actually, I guess now's a good time for a giveaway. I'm going to throw it to UB Vertigo for doing a giveaway unless he's... Oh, God, there you are. Yes. So Doug Lilly, this is UB Vertigo on the bass.
Hello.
And Doug is our community manager. If you've ever won one of our giveaways here, our Moobot chats, if you've ever typed in !raffle or !waffle, then that goes to Doug, except for the waffles.
Waffle doesn't go to me.
Yeah, no. And Doug is the person who makes sure that, first of all, nobody's a jerk in our chat, which is pretty easy because you all generally quite cool. But also, he takes care of all the giveaways. When we give away physical prizes, which we'll be doing tomorrow on our Twitch stream, he has to make sure that he gets everybody's information, and then he sends it to me, and I put it in a box and all that stuff. And so So today, you're just what I like to call weapons free. You can give
Yeah.
away codes
Yeah.
whenever you have the time.
Which
but
is not right now.
Yeah, which is not right now because while the rest of us are having fun, Doug is in there in his laptop with all the other musicians that are on the stream going like, I have to do my job. I have to do my job now. So yeah, welcome to San Francisco. It's
Thank
so
you.
nice to see you
Thank
in
you.
person.
It's nice to be here. It's
yeah,
lovely.
we never get to see you. And are you rocking a Mastodon shirt?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
Thank you.
But you're not going to play Mastodon, are you?
Not today.
Because Elliot didn't want to play Mastodon. This is Elliot Rudner, ladies and gentlemen. You know him as Toy Machine SH. The SH is for it's for Score Hero, correct? Like this is because you are somebody from the olden days of music games online. You were one of the first people who really covered music games through the Guitar Hero and Rock Band eras.
Yeah.
And you told me once you took a risk on Rocksmith because you saw it and you said, well, it kind of looks intriguing. Maybe this will turn into something. And so far, have you regretted that?
No.
Good.
Not.
Tell people about where they can find you. You run probably the biggest fan site for Rocksmith.
Yeah, I run the riffrepeater.com. I write most of the articles, but there's Ted. Ted helps out as well, who you saw earlier. And Ellison plays the guitar with no pants on YouTube. And
Everybody thinks you're Ellison because Elliot and Ellison are close in name. Is that it? And then he does all the videos. Ellison Cruz does all the videos for the Riff Repeater, so they assume that it's you.
I also mostly post his videos around.
Oh,
so
okay.
people are like, well, why would some guy be posting someone else's videos?
Right,
And
that would be content theft unless you just work together, and then it's
Yes.
okay.
Right.
You've been to our studio before a few times. And as the one person from Canada, we let everybody try the iOS product, which of course you can only get in Canada right now. It's a free download, but if you need to be in Canada. Elliot's who here has gotten to play the iOS product? Elliot's the only one raising his hand. So you saw it from the very first 1.0 and stuff. It's
Right.
getting there, right?
Yeah,
it's getting better as we go. Where that's part of our thing.
There's
We're trying to
definite
get better.
improvements, and the feedback is definitely being recognized.
Yes.
And it's people are
We
listening.
listen. We listen.
I'm listening.
Yeah. What song did you choose, if not Mastodon?
I chose Bright Lights by Gary Clark Jr.
Oh, he's not in the game. Why don't we have any blues? Why don't you have any Gary Clark?
I chose the song because I think that it's one of the more underrated Rocksmith songs. And in fact, that release of the indie rock hits from Rocksmith 1 there's 3 great songs in it that people I don't think know about. And even though I don't think I can quite do justice to this song, I think it's important for people to see it.
Sure. So this is a public service announcement, really, more than a personal performance.
Yes, that's what we're going to frame it as.
This is why we like you, Elliot. You have our best interests in mind. No, but I mean, seriously, getting Gary Clark Jr., we were on that very early, so early that it was before people knew who he was. So this is one of the hidden gems where we've seen people say, you know who you got to get in the game. And we're like, well, actually, have you? I didn't know, is what they usually say. So if you're not familiar, Gary Clark Jr. is a really great blues player, and he's starting to get some of the adulation that he so richly deserves at this point in his career. You may have also seen him because he's got a black and blue Epiphone Casino. He's got his own signature model, and so some people have just found him through the guitar. A super attractive guitar with chrome P90s and everything. It tickles the cockles of my collector heart, but I do not have one yet. So you're gonna play lead on this.
I'm going to try.
And Doug, you're gonna handle the bass,
Yeah,
because we only gave you 4 strings. So why don't you stick to that?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm working my way up.
It's Bright Lights by Gary Clark Jr. You can get this song now if you like what you're hearing. It's available on all platforms through the in-game shop or through any of those individual platforms, digital e-stores. Check it out if you dig it.
Whoa.
Get it, Elliot.
I went up with different person, came down somebody else. I know it ain't right, but it's all in my head. Well, I'm surprised that I'm still alive. I should be dead. Why lights big city going to my head? Why lights big city going to my head? Why lights big city going to my head? I don't care now, 'cause you don't care now. Boy, you gonna know my name. You gonna know my name. You gonna know my name.
Yeah, dude, you couldn't stop grinning all the way through that song. Bisco Bid says, "I thought Canadians could only play the Labatt Blues." Yeah, sorry, I could not share that absolutely hideous, unworthy joke.
Good one, bud. Yeah.
But somebody else brought up something that I'd love to finally put to rest while we're here with you live. Somebody said, "So how much of the percentage of the DLC revenue from this song does Elliot get for having played it on the stream?" There is a sort of like it's a joke at this point that people are like, "Oh, but Elliot's paid. Elliot's a paid spokesman for Rocksmith. We don't give you money. Like, yeah,
I'm waiting for my check.
Yeah,
from
I was going to say,
2011.
do you think he would look like this if we were giving him a lot of money? I mean, don't you think he'd do something? It just makes it. Yeah. For anybody that thinks that our community like VIPs are on the take, no, it's like I've given you guys some gifts while you're here. Yeah, they got like little straps that say Rocksmith, and you got some pics and stuff like that. But yeah, for anybody that thinks that Elliot is anything but just interested in Rocksmith, no, sorry. Like, you can put away your conspiracy tinfoil hats. But if we ever have a position you would love to work for us,
and if you visit my website, if you would like to turn off ad block, that would be
that would be wonderful.
fantastic.
If you want to help him, as like, subscribe, Patreon, but mostly just turn off the damned ad block so that he can get a couple of cents, would you?
I'd like to say one thing before
All
I
right.
leave.
Yes.
My favorite memory about that song is Audrey, when she was first starting out, played that solo that I was struggling with one finger.
Yeah, that's
in Rocksmith
Audrey.
1.
Holy cow! Yeah, that was his statement. Doug, your rebuttal.
No, I agree. That was
Okay.
also my favorite memory. It was him telling me that story.
Yeah,
earlier.
no, that's wonderful. Some people said that they didn't, and don't take this the wrong way, they didn't expect you to look quite so hipster.
Oh yeah.
You do have the beard.
I wonder what Death Grip shirt and St. Vincent.
Well, no,
Get
you're
to
also
St.
hipster. It's a,
Vincent.
it's a
I feel like-
different kind of hipster.
Yeah.
Do you vape, Doug?
No.
Okay,
See.
good. All right. Well, see, you haven't gone that far. That's great. Anyway, it's great to have you here. I do love spending time with you. It's so nice to talk to you not on an instant messaging client
Yeah.
and just put out fires with you from across the country.
Yeah.
I'm in San Francisco, and Doug is in North Carolina, so we actually almost never get to see each other in person. But we will occasionally get on a chat to say, I have one question. And it turns into a 45-minute talk about everything from music to everything that's wrong in the world to what the hell are we going to do next week to things like that. So.
Yeah.
And it's always great to see you, Elliot, although I see you a lot more than I see Doug. I'll run into you at PAX, or I'll run into you at E3, or I'll, whatever.
I gotta
I'll
work
see you
during those
everywhere.
events.
Huh?
I have to work during those events.
Yeah, that's true.
That's when I'm most near the office.
Yeah, it's no fun for you at all. It's terrible. But I'm really glad you're both here, and thanks for playing Gary Clark, because, yeah, I agree. I think that's a song that, wow, it kicks really. And a lot of people were like, okay, yeah, actually, this worked. I'm going to go get it because I didn't know that this was in there, and I love the sound of this. So thanks for giving it some exposure. That's very nice of you. Okay, so we've got one more song to go before we're done. We started around 10:30, and we haven't been doing sort of the normal stuff that we will be doing tomorrow. Oh no, Oh! Thank you for this this brand new. As you may know, I have iced tea under here all the time, and Travis was nice enough to bring me a new can of iced tea with absolutely no secret message on it whatsoever. So I'm happy to say that we do stream every week, and on Thursdays we'll be much more focused about the weekly DLC. Rocksmith Remastered comes with about 50 songs. If you buy the core program on Steam or on a disc from Amazon or what have you, then you will get a pretty wide selection of songs that you recognize. There's Aerosmith is in there, Nirvana is in there. Like there's some major heavy hitters, but you can also purchase additional DLC. And every week we put out at least 3 songs to try to give you some more options. And some of those options are pretty way out there. Like if you're into soul, we have some great soul. We have some classic Motown R&B. We have some funk. We have some punk. We have some pop. We recently put Lady Gaga, which really surprised people because they don't think about playing Lady Gaga on a guitar. But you might be very surprised with what you can do on a guitar with Lady Gaga as a bass, which is not naturally guitar music. It can really open up how you think about the instrument and what the instrument can do. So tomorrow we'll be doing one of those streams. This week's DLC is a 3-pack from the British indie band the Kaiser Chiefs. You may recognize them from hits like Ruby and I Predict a Riot, and those songs are both going to be played tomorrow. So stick around or just subscribe to our channel, just follow. You don't have to subscribe. We don't, we're not running a for-profit stream channel here. We just want to have an excuse to play Rocksmith during the day and share it with you folks. But tomorrow, Thursday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. UTC. We just shifted our clocks here in America this week. So while we all lost an hour, those of you who are watching in the UK or in Europe, actually you don't have to stay up quite as late to see our stream if you'd like to join us. And we will be doing some great giveaways tomorrow as well. Not only will we have DLC codes for Kaiser Chiefs, but we also have some physical prizes from Ernie Ball, straps, strings, picks, peg winders, things like that. Little accessory pack that anybody who is playing guitar or bass, you will get both guitar and bass strings if you win. So whatever you play and wherever you are in the path, I think that the little kit that we have, courtesy of Ernie Ball, we'll give away 2 of those tomorrow. All you have to do is be here and enter the raffle. It's just that simple. And UB Vertigo will not be doing that raffle for us tomorrow because he'll be in the air going back to North Carolina. Our friend Black Widow will actually be in tomorrow to help us mod the stream. So if you haven't met her, swing by and say hello tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. My name is Dan Amrick. I'm the community developer on behalf of Rocksmith. What I do, nobody really knows, but mostly I talk really fast at a camera. Seems to be what I'm good at. And you are joining us for our Rocksmith Backstage Pass stream. We have some community guests in town to meet the developers, exchange some ideas, give us some direct feedback. We'll be doing this again at some point in the future, too. So I said, would you also all be willing to play on the stream? And mostly they said yes. We had to drag a couple kicking and screaming. But one person we did not have to drag kicking and screaming was David Carlton. David is here in the center. Hi, David, with a lovely black SG that he brought from home. The Jan who's kicked off our show flew in from Germany. Ted obviously flew in from the UK, and we made Elliot walk basically from Toronto. But we have people from all over, and David happened to be in Mountain View here in the Bay Area. So he just jumped on the commuter train and came and joined us. And he's like, you know what? I think I'm going to bring my guitar tomorrow. I'm like, that's absolutely fine. So thank you for bringing your SG. It's lovely.
Thank you. Yeah, 50th anniversary SG edition.
I was going to say, it looks kind of upscale. We were talking earlier in the day about the various different SG models that Gibson has put out, and some of them are more affordable, and some of them have different finishes that bring the price down. This does not look like one of those. This looks really, really nice.
Well, I got on consignment, so I got a little lucky there.
You gave it a good home. Yeah. I keep telling my wife that I don't have a collection. I have a guitar sanctuary. That's how it's supposed to work, honey.
Oh, man.
Sam Schwartz sitting on the wing. Hi
Hello.
there, playing Shoes Carvin today.
That's right.
Huh? You got some Carvin action.
She just
in
brings all these really great guitars because his guitars at home must be so good that he just is like, I'll just bring my not great guitar, and then they're all really good.
Right.
Like all of his B guitars are better than my A guitars.
Right.
I'm just like, okay, I'll play your guitars.
Your leftovers are sweet treats for everybody else.
Exactly. Ooh, the crumbs.
So, David, you're also somebody that people probably don't recognize. You don't stream. But you talk about Rocksmith. You've blogged about Rocksmith, and you blogged with such specificity, and you gave such concrete, super useful advice. And all you basically did was say, here's how I've been using Rocksmith, here's how I think it works really well, and here's how it doesn't work well. You didn't pitch us, you didn't send us that link. We found you out in the ether, and our design team was like, this is really good feedback. So when we came up with the idea of Backstage Pass, right away somebody's like, get that David guy with the blogs. That's literally what was said. And I was like, I will find out who the David guy is with the blogs that you mean. So thank you, because that kind of feedback, which you just offered for free, like, I don't know if anybody's listening, but this is on my mind. We listen, we look for that kind of feedback, and it's been super helpful. So thank you for that.
Thanks.
And thanks for being able to join us, because you had to take some time off of work, and then you had to brave Caltrain and everything too.
Yeah. I almost got off in Redwood City, but I managed.
Yeah, you're like, oh wait, no, I'm not going there today. So you picked a song that is very special to all of us here, because while we have, as people have pointed out in the chat room, as of this week, 1,199 songs. We'll hit 1,200 songs next week in our library, which is great, which means that I have to update a whole bunch of graphics that say 1,100 songs. I'll have to do that next week.
Sorry.
But, no, that's fine. You chose Little Fugue in D minor from the Bachsmith project that we did. So Bachsmith was a brainchild of Brian McCune. He's our manager of musical content, and he really wanted to take classical masterpieces and translate them to guitar and bass and put it in sort of a rock context. And of course, we colored outside the lines a bit, because there's some cool like Latin rhythms in there. There's a Django Reinhardt kind of version of a song in there. So we did 10 songs over 2 packs called Bachsmith, and you can get these. These are a little bit more affordable, but that's because we didn't have to pay a license on public domain songs. But these are all recorded and arranged by the people here at the studio, or people who used to work here. And it just so happens that Sam was one of the guitarists who plays on this original play. You did the lead path on
I
this.
did
So
the lead path.
The first guitar that you hear, and then Spencer Selman is the response guitar.
Right. So I'm playing Spencer's part, and I think David's playing my part. So,
Yeah.
Which is this is like a new experience for me, where I've never like hearing people interpret what I recorded is not a thing I'm used to hearing, which is really. It's sort of. I thought about it this morning. I was like, have I ever had that? Like, I saw Audrey do it for the first time, and it was like,
Sure.
Because you're sitting there and you've been transcribing other people's guitar parts for most of your career, and then someone does it for you, and you're.
Yeah,
it's a little bewildering.
So what he's saying, David, is don't screw up, because he's
No.
watching. He knows if you do this wrong.
No.
Well, I'm gonna go like very different right from the start. So,
There, perfect.
No, there's no. Yeah, play it the way that's comfortable for you. And it's always cool for me to see how people like can interpret it. So it's like that's the thing I'm looking for, is like it's just putting your spin on it. So I'm excited.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm really happy, because we don't get to play Bachsmith. We don't have the excuse to play Bachsmith. It came out a while ago. So while we still have, it's a very special project to us here in the studio. Seeing other people appreciate it, it's super cool. So thank you for picking this, and thank you for Sam gave me. If you haven't seen our Rocksmith Encore. Sam did an entire Rocksmith Encore, like a special thing, just on getting people to sort of expand their knowledge and figure out that maybe you know more about guitar than you think you do, and how to sort of learn to play a little bit more experimentally and learn to play around more when you play. So this is kind of awesome, because you now have to sort of leave your comfort zone on this track, which you studied and arranged and did everything yourself, and now you need to see it from the outside and play it through somebody else's fingers, which is pretty cool to me.
I think it's just cool. It's not
Yeah.
like it's just like this is a great experience for me. So I'm just happy he picked it. It's really cool that you picked this song, dude.
Well, I really appreciate y'all putting this in game. It was a pleasant surprise.
Cool. Let's
Cool.
end with some class. This
do
is Little Fugue, and you can find this as part of the Bachsmith 1 pack. It's only available as a 5-song pack, but it is also a heck of a lot cheaper than the rest of our DLC. We pass the savings on to you. Was that surreal, Sam?
That was nice. That was cool.
It's
Great
su-
job. I thought you said you were like doing it super different. It sounded exactly the same, and you played in most of the same positions. So
We
Yeah.
can talk about it.
yeah.
I mean, we talk about this every so often. Is that
Oh my
Rocksmith?
god, we got the exact same score.
Oh my gosh, you did 97.3. Both of you got 97.3. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's super great.
Yeah.
And I said it was Little Fugue in D minor, and nobody corrected me because I'm always good at D minor because it's the saddest of all keys. Bummer. Yeah. We talk about this an awful lot, and of course, it's something like this. There's definitely room for interpretation because this is our arrangement. You have completely our permission to change the notes and play it the way that you want to play it. And so you had said like you modified some of the things because you didn't play it exactly the way it is on the note track, and we were like that's fine. Like it sounded good, and if it sounds good, it is good.
Yeah.
That's groovy.
Yeah.
So cool. Thank you both.
Yeah.
And that pretty much sums it up because I'm hungry and we have pizza coming in for these people. We're having a pizza party! Yay! So this has been a special stream for Rocksmith Backstage Pass. We seriously take community feedback so seriously, and we just can't get enough of it. But it needs to be constructive. So this was a way to make it even more constructive. Give the community members who have been helping us try to make Rocksmith the best game that it can possibly be. We wanted them to come in and have direct access with the developers. So we'll do this again. When we do this again, I hope that we can stream again too, and so you can meet some more people from the community and see all kinds. As you can see, we have literal PhDs. We have people who are streamers who just love the game. We have people who run fan sites, and we have people who speak with the community every single day on our behalf and let us know what's going on. So if your voice is out there and it's talking about Rocksmith, we would like to hear from you. You can join us at rocksmith.com. Click on the little forums icon at the top. It's the chat balloons, like little cartoon chat balloons that you would find in a comic book. Join us. We do stuff there all the time. People get in really good and I'm happy to say respectful conversations online. Who knew? Also, you can follow us on Twitter. We're at Rocksmith Game. If you want to follow our studio, we're at Ubisoft Studio SF. And it's very similar on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Rocksmith and then /Ubisoft Studio SF. And so, thank you again to everybody who tuned in, because I know this is a different time for us to do it, but we had to sneak it in before lunch. We want to let these people go out and enjoy rainy San Francisco today. So I said, let's do the stream in the morning, and we'll have lunch. We'll sort of do our wrap-up like anybody else want to say anything, and then go out there and have fun. And thank you again to all of the people who actually accepted our invite for Backstage Pass. This has been a super great week so far for those of us here at the studio, because we love this kind of direct feedback, and this was a really fun way to do it too. So for everybody here from Ubisoft Studio San Francisco, my name's Dan Emmerich. I'm the community developer on behalf of Rocksmith. Thanks a lot. We will see you here tomorrow. We stream every Thursday on Twitch at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. UTC, and tomorrow we will be playing the music of Kaiser Chiefs. That's this week's 3-song pack, available now for Rocksmith on all platforms except for 1 or 2. Actually, in Europe, there is a delay. The Kaiser Chiefs DLC will not be available until next week on PS3 and PS4 in Europe and any other territory served by the European PS Store. So that means like Australia, and stuff like that. So when we have more information on that, I'll let you know, but that's pretty much it. Unfortunately, Kaiser Chiefs is just going to be a week late. On platforms, on PlayStation platforms in those territories. Everywhere else, it's out now. So if you want to check it out now and then see what we do with it tomorrow, we'll see you here on Twitch at the appropriate time. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. See you tomorrow.